Hi, I am Dr. P.K. Praveen Kumar, the professor from Department of Biotechnology, Sri Venkateshwara College of Engineering. I'm also the founder of Phyto Nanostruct Technologies. Today, I am going to discuss on a pitch deck presentation of seed investment under green sector for startup TN funding under TANSEED 8.0. So these are the team members. So all the team members are the students and scholars of Sri Venkateshwara College of Engineering. About origin and founders of startup. Myself, I'm one of the founder, and Ms. J. Preeti, my PhD scholar, is also a co-founder of this startup. Around 1,05,000 submissions in 2023, only 135 innovations secured grants. And we have secured this grant of around 5 lakhs from AICTE and MIC, Government of India, to establish a startup and to continue the innovation. So we worked on establishing a protocol for extraction and purification of ethanol A and using this ethanol A phytochemical drug to in the form of a nano drug to treatment of hepatocellular carcinoma. Manufacturing division in phytonanos. So our company is majorly synthesizing and offering nano drugs of research chemical grade from selective plant secondary metabolites. So we have synthesizing around 26 secondary metabolites. Initially, we tried with Vithnod A and Vitafrin A, but now our company has expanded market to synthesize around the remaining 24 secondary metabolites from 6 different plants. We are producing with various levels of purity and we are using these research chemicals to check the effect of these drugs in vitro and in vivo studies on types of diseases like cancer and autoimmune diseases. In addition, the company is also selling root and root powders from the selected medicinal plants for the treatment of diseases. In apart from the manufacturing division, we also have a training division to provide training on the drug design and development and vaccine design and development. So we are providing this to provide awareness on the company products. So these services are approved by MSME, Government of India. And as a part of our commitment, we are also committing to the Annadanam programs. Herbarium. So we grow the plants by sowing the seeds in the soil as well as in the pots in SVC soil campus. And we are extracting the drug of more than 95% purity. And if the customers require nano powder, we are conjugating with nanopolymers and we are also selling in the form of nano drugs. Process and products are developed from phytonano drug technologies in SVC campus. Whatever drugs we synthesize, purify, and characterize, we're also checking the effect of these compounds in vitro studies as well as in vivo studies. For your information, the Sri Venkateshwara College of Engineering has approved animal house facility from CCSCA. So we also conducted the effect of plant compounds as I'm proposing for the treatment of triple negative breast cancer. So we discussed something on breast cancer. The breast cancer is the leading feminine cancer in India as well as in the world. The triple negative breast cancer accounted for 12 to 20% of breast cancers diagnosed in India alone in 2025, with a 5-year survival rate of 75 to 78%. If you see the stages of breast cancer according to BCLC stages, we have 5 stages from stage 0 to stage 4. Stage 0 to 2 can be treated if we can able to diagnose with an appropriate diagnosis technique. And if the gene is known, the treatment is possible. But if the diagnosis is difficult, then it's difficult to treat. And in stage 3 and stage 4, it's very difficult to treat. Of course, in this stage, we go for mastectomy, laparoscopy, removing the part of the breast or removing the full breast. So to avoid this, to detect the breast cancer in early stages, especially in this challenging situation like triple negative breast cancer, where this is the most aggressive and difficult compared to the other subtypes of breast cancer, because we find the absence of most important target receptors like estrogen, progesterone, and HER2 receptors. Then how come we can able to diagnose this triple negative breast cancer? So this can able to even check initially in the zeroth stage by a prognosis marker called heat shock protein 90. Generally, the heat shock protein 90 in open state try to bind with the ATP molecules, and just because of the HSP90 is binding with the ATP molecules, this gets activated, and so you can find the possible occurrence of cancer. What is cancer? Formation of abnormal tissues. The abnormal cell proliferation happens just because of binding of ATP in the binding sites of the HSP90. But in our case, whatever plant compound we are going to use, we are using a plant compound called phylantine, which is going to target in the binding sites so that it blocks the ATP molecule, and so the progression of cancer will be gradually reduced. So this is the mechanism we try to deploy in our problem statement. So only 7 in 10 patients are cured in treatment of triple negative breast cancer. And our proposed first innovation is to treat even the other 3 patients. For that, we target only the cancer cells through mitochondrial targeting technology. And the second innovation is to target the heat shock protein 90 alpha and the mitochondrial HSP90. So this is a prognosis marker. It means that we can able to detect in the zeroth stage of cancer. And the third innovation is to establish the method or protocol to lower the cost of isolation purification of the our proposed secondary metabolite drug phylantine. Our proposed fourth innovation is to use the drug to check the differentiation and maturation of dendritic cells by treatment of phylantine, and use this for as a dendritic cell therapy for the treatment of triple negative breast cancer. So using this therapy, we can treat up to 3 stages, and even the fourth stage is possible to increase the survival rate. Solution. So we are using a Phyllanthus nirudi, that is in Tamil we call it as Keelanelli. This is abundantly grown as waste weed along with the grass in SVC and other wastelands in Tamil Nadu. Just because it's an important medicinal herb for the treatment of breast cancer, we are going to isolate and extract a specific compound called phylantine, or it's a lignin compound of this plant, which we can able to produce in lower cost. Just because it's a waste plant, even 0.1% of yield from non-polar solvent extraction methods is significant enough to treat the triple negative breast cancer patients in Tamil Nadu. And one more advantage of using this method is the doxorubicin, a popular drug used for treatment of triple negative breast cancer in most of the hospitals in Tamil Nadu, has side effects with nephrotoxicity, neurotoxicity, and cardiotoxicity. And this adverse effects, if you want to reduce, we can use overcome through the synergistic treatment with phylantine. Now, of course, the filatin compound, as I earlier mentioned, this can be used to pulse human dendritic cells, which in turn can be used to treat triple negative breast cancer. And of course, this is cheaper when compared to chimeric antigen receptor therapy. So if you see the dendritic cell therapy price, it is 1.26 lakhs per dose. But if you go with other kind of therapies, chemotherapeutic treatment like doxorubicin, paclitaxel, the cost is less, but we find the side effects. And if you go with other therapies like the CRT therapy, it is somewhat expensive when compared to dendritic cell therapy. So here, whatever phyllanthine we extract, we can also scale it up to the pilot level, and we can also target all the patients in Tamil Nadu. Problem state canvas. So our objective is to treat the triple negative breast cancer because of the drug resistant genes available, and especially you find these 3 genes are absent in breast cancer during diagnosis: ER, PR, and HER2. Just because of that, we use HSP90 or mitochondrial HSP90 as a prognosis and diagnosis marker for the treatment. And related to cost burden. So if you see the types of therapy, the chemotherapy accounts for 3.75 lakhs, and this is somewhat lesser when compared to targeted therapy, but chemotherapy is painful, and even the treatment is not successful for all the patients of triple negative breast cancer. So one has to go with the targeted therapy. The targeted therapy using dendritic cells can account around 10 lakhs to 15 lakhs. And this is comparatively cheaper with respect to CRT, which can go around 45,000 rupees, I mean 45 lakhs rupees. And you see the targeted dendritic cell therapy increases the 5-year survival rate of triple negative breast cancer. Empathy map canvas. So triple negative breast cancers accounts around uh, 7,500 in Tamil Nadu. So to treat these people, we can use this kind of a therapy. And this doxorubicin has the side effects, and we already checked in computational studies. And whatever we checked, if you want to reduce the side effects, we can use phylantine compound because it shows nil toxicity effects. The cost sustainability. The cost of phylantine is very less when compared to the commercial phylantine. So if you procure the phylantine of 10 milligram, it comes around 50,000 rupees. But if we synthesize the phylantine in our lab, it comes for around 2,000. Whatever we synthesize 2,000 for 10 milligrams, this is sufficient enough to stimulate dendritic cells for the treatment of breast cancer. So to avoid removal of entire breast or partial breast, we can use this kind of a therapy where even it can reduce the pain in the breast. And green tech, what are the sustainable resources we brought? We brought the waste wheat plant and we are getting a useful product with a high commercial value. And this can be used for mitochondrial targeting. And we are also selling this kind of a root powders. And this is the rationally and scientific and sustainability of whatever the research we are carrying out in SVCE as well as in IITM. So I'm just showing you the project objectives and activities. Validation plan and key milestones. So this is the protocol of in vitro studies, and this is something about what else did we do other than the in vitro studies. That is what we can do in year one, year two, year three. So this is mentioned. Technology workflow. So this is a technology is falls under technology readiness level 5. And whatever we synthesize, as the earlier mentioned, we can also check the effect in vitro studies as well as the effect on in vivo studies for breast cancer, especially for triple negative breast cancer. So business model canvas. So just because the philanthropy is low in cost, so the cost of treatment of dendritic cell therapy, the usage of dendritic cell therapy is less when compared to the conventional dendritic cell therapy. Opportunity. So we are giving an opportunity for the patients to increase the 5-year survival rate. SWOT analysis. So what are the strengths, weakness? If you see the strengths, we are relying only on the precision-based medicine approach. That's what our objective of phyto drug technologies. So the but threats, we have so many drugs in the market. So competition, that is competing the other drugs is of course a kind of a weakness. And market analysis, Tamil Nadu has 42% higher breast cancer product than national average. Around 85% of Tamil Nadu patients are unable to afford current triple negative breast cancer immunotherapy. So around 12,000 plus cases estimated or found in Tamil Nadu in 2025. So that is 733 per 1 lakh women is having this triple negative breast cancer, which is second highest recorded state in India. So to treat the triple negative breast cancer, we are coming up with a solution that is especially using the phytochemicals to reduce the side effects in treatment of breast cancer and to increase the 5-year survival rate. So global market analysis of triple negative breast cancer therapeutics. So the total addressable market comes around $36.64 billion, and service addressable market is around $490 million, and service at obtainable market is around $0. So it means that whatever I've taken from these kind of resources available in internet. And competitive landscapes. Indian companies directly involved in breast cancer chemotherapy development are shown here. So the most affordable, the most precise therapy is the dendritic cell-based therapy if you want to increase with the 5-year survival rate. Tenvax is a popular breast cancer vaccine. This is a breast cancer vaccine. It's a kind of a TC vaccine for treatment of breast cancer. So this can be used, but to reduce the price of the present commercial vaccine, we are proposing a plant compound as a drug or drug adjuvant to increase the efficacy of dendritic cell vaccine. So these are the competitors of supplying the oncology, this cancer drugs. Uniqueness and competitive advantage. So we are focusing on prognosis and diagnosis marker, and we are focusing on a sustainable product, that is a waste wheat plant which we are throwing or we are burning it and we are creating a pollution. So instead of that, we use a normal extraction methods for extraction of anti-cancer compound, and this can able to cure the difficult type of breast cancer, that is triple negative breast cancer. So traction, what we have done, we have already worked the effect of the plant compounds in vitro studies and in vivo studies and measured the HSP90 and TRAP1 expression. But the phylantine, whatever proposed compound, a ligand compound from the Phyllanthus neuridae can be able to cure triple negative breast cancer. This is the first time we're going to try. So we are requesting support for the innovation as well as to increase the scale of production of phyllanthine and other products for treatment of diseases. Key partners. So we are associated with National Institute of Research in Tuberculosis, CHETPAT, VHS Blood Bank supply us the Puffycoat packs. NIRT can help us to work with the flow cytometer, and the Sri Ramachandra Institute of Higher Education and Research in Porur can help us to provide the triple negative breast cancer cell lines. IITM can help us to access the facilities, especially SAF facilities, for the analysis of purity of compounds as well as to purify the compounds with high purity. And SVC, we are using all the basic facilities to check the effect of the plant compounds in vitro studies in cell lines as well as in vivo studies in mice. And go to market strategy, we require around 15 lakh from startup TN under TANSET 8.0 to procure equipments like layer lasers, refrigerated centrifuge, but we also need essentials and also for drug purification and formulation development. For your information, we already received 8.8 lakhs from ANRF. ELA, we call it as a SIR to do innovation. We have completed that project and now we are also received around 5 lakhs under ASTFT scheme to work on innovation and to establish this startup. We are anticipating around 15 lakh funding from TANSEED grant, and these are the budget heads what we request. And the team members, myself, I'm a team leader, and the team member is Dr. Balu Ranganathan. He is the founder of CanBRS Therapeutics. He incubated his startup in IITM Research Park. He is a pioneer of breast cancer therapeutics. He also received a 50 lakhs grant from Big Pira grant scheme. And the next mentor is my PhD supervisor, Professor M. Sivanandam, who is a former director of St. Vincent Hospital, New York, USA, and is also a former director of New York Medical College, USA. So he also received a notable USA patent in melanoma cancer vaccine in 2001. And my team member is Mr. Kaustav Adhikari, a PhD scholar, and other two team members are Mr. Srihari and Mr. Tamil Chelvan from final year BTech Biotechnology. So this was the birth and evolution of phyto nanostruct technology. Initially, we got fund from the ANRF, and with the collaboration of IITM, we completed a project for the treatment of hepatocellular carcinoma. Later, we received fund from the ASD Yukti scheme, where we completed an innovation on developing nanodrugs for the treatment of hepatocellular carcinoma. Our company is also recognized by DP18 MSME, and whatever after the incorporation and recognition, we immediately stepped on to establish two different design grants for our company. And then we also established a trademark for the company. And then we have also completed synthesizing the nano drugs of research grade, and we are presently marketing and selling the products. And these are the design patents, and this is the trademark. And we also applied for startup TN, and we are registered in 8th January 2025. So, what are the future roadmap milestones we have to find from 2025 to 29 is mentioned here. We are seeking to raise more funds by conducting training programs and to apply for startup grants from both Government of India and Government of Tamil Nadu. And we also going to file many application patents for each and every product. And also we're going to apply for getting licenses from Bureau of Indian standards under OIL standards. And if feasible, we also get license from CDSCO. So references, thank you for providing me this opportunity. I request provide me an opportunity to work on this innovation and to help us to provide a grant amount of rupees 15 lakhs for the proposed problem statement and solution under Green Tech scheme. So I thank Startup TN once again.